good Saturday morning, friends? Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football guys. Wake up. Uh-oh. Joe Boo. Hold on. Broke ass meeting in full effect. There we go. Let's try that again. Boom. Got to do everything around here. I hope all of you are having a great Saturday morning. For me, football weekend has already started. I've been redoing some things on the outdoor set. Tomorrow will be our biggest live stream game day event ever. We have not one, not two, not three, but 4 NFC East games all going off at the same time, and we will be covering all 4. We'll have Rashid in the house, and we know Rashid has literally been crying every week. We will have our exclusive Philly 500 cam, and for bonus, because you acted now, Philly 500 is going to be wearing a sweatshirt just like this one. Yeah, Philly, you know I'm your daddy. This one, of course, is going out to Philip Vance, who won it last night. Then we have, of course, Rio, we're going to have another Washington football fan live here in the set, and we're going to be watching all 4 games simultaneously. I've actually added 2 more monitors, televisions actually out to the studio. And my father, the reason why I am a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, even though I did not grow up in Dallas, you'll find out exactly why. My brother, unfortunately, who is a Washington fan, and his kids, who some are and some aren't, Cowboy fans and Washington fans, we'll sort it all out tomorrow. We'll be here, of course, with the usual crew. David Wiley will be doing a lot of cooking. In fact, I got to get going because I got to actually start barbecuing. I got to do North Carolina style barbecue starting this morning. So it's going to be a busy, busy weekend. So as we get ready to rock and roll, you know, we already know who's in and who's out for the Cowboys. The Carolina Panthers had a big blow, of course, losing Christian McCaffrey, their bellwether back. That is a major, major break for the Cowboys. Now, of course, we don't know if he's going to be playing linebacker, defensive end. Hell, he might be playing nose guard for all we know. The rookie sensation, the beast, the Terminator, who's got the list. And the next one on the list is Sam Darnold. Will be going against that Carolina offense. We'll find out a lot about Sam Darnold because they won't have the running game that they've had. We'll see if Sam Darnold, who has had 2 300-yard passing games, if we can get a win with them. We're favored by 4.5 points, being at home. But I say don't eat the cheese. And don't cut the cheese either. Nobody wants to smell that. But anyway, the Cowboys, let's just take one game at a time. I don't want to hear nothing about we great. No, we got a game tomorrow. And we're going to see what we can do with that game. We've been hearing that, oh, no, the Cowboys, they're going to have to light it up. They're going to have to pass the football because you cannot run against that Carolina defense. It's great. They're 3-0. But I say, hold up. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else, okay? And I dare say, I don't know that I'm as afraid of the Carolina defense as what's being built up. The Carolina defense, they played the Jets. The Jets, okay? Sam Darnold playing his old team. Yet, they gave up 14 points to the Jets, who are averaging 6.7 points a game. The reason why it's 6.7 is because they got 14 there. If it hadn't been for those 14, it would be more like 2. It's not like they have the offensive line that the Cowboys have. It's not like they have the 2 backs that are right now projected to go over 1,000 yards each, like the Cowboys and Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott. I believe that Dallas Cowboys offensive line might be a little bit better than the Jets. They just might be a little bit better. Now, New Orleans. Now, they did whip up on New Orleans 26-7. I will give you that. But New Orleans was also missing 10 players and coaches because of COVID, living out of a suitcase because New Orleans had, of course, the hurricane. I'm not saying that they aren't a good team, but if we're missing 10 players and coaches on our team, we're not going to be the same team as we might have been the week before against the Green Bay Packers. I still don't know what team the Saints are just yet. And then the Houston Texans. If you look up dysfunctional NFL franchise, it used to be the Raiders. It used to be the Washington football team. Right now, it's got to be the Texans. Going against the Texans, is that really a measuring stick? Now, I can be completely wrong. They could be really good, and they've shown. You play the teams in front of you, you play better than them, you get the win. And in the NFL, anywhere that you get a win is a win. However, I feel like the Cowboys, with their offense, which is literally, I like to say, the Hydra, that they can go with Dak Prescott, who is a true distributor. I don't know that they have distributors in cars anymore, but if you had the old cars, you had the distributor cap because it had like a rotor that just went around with like a little electrode that would hit each one of the points. And as it spins, it hits this one, which fires that cylinder and that cylinder and that cylinder. And so you have to get them all in order, boom, 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 to the open cylinder at the right time. So that way the engine would fire. And that's Dak Prescott. He's the distributor. He's going to find the guy that's open. He's going to move out the pocket, create that separation, get that clear view, put that defender on blast. Do I come to the quarterback or do I cover the receiver? And make them have to make a choice that is not going to be a good one, that is a no-win situation. And the Cowboys can do that. It's a dynamic offense where part of the problem against the Texans and the Jets is you don't fear the quarterback. You're not worried about the quarterback going downfield to a great wide receiver. Hence, you can put more people in the middle to stop inferior running backs. You can't do that with the Cowboys. If you load up against the Cowboys with 8 men in the box, you're dead. You're dead. And if you don't line up with 8 people in the box, chances are you're probably dead too from us being able to run the football. This is pick your poison type of an offense if you're a defensive coordinator. You have to lose sleep before playing the Cowboys, trying to figure out how you're going to stop all these weapons. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys should find a way to win this game. I'm looking forward to it. After this week, hopefully we start getting a little bit healthier with getting like Keanu O'Neal off of COVID. Hopefully Neville Gallimore is just about ready to return against the Giants. And Bradley and I and a couple others that will actually start getting stronger in the next couple of weeks, provided we don't lose anybody. And we were fortunate that we didn't lose anybody last week. The only injury of note would be, of course, Randy Gregory, who ended up bumping knees in practice, but he put some WD-40 on it because he says he's kind of old and he's okay. So we'll have to take him for that word on it. And that's all I got for you this morning real early, but I got a lot to do. David, I got to drop that stuff off for you so that way you can get rolling on Game Day Eats. And as always, I want to say I appreciate you guys. And I'm going to end this little tad bit here for you guys. I almost find this comical.
Weekend of clarity in the NFL. There's a lot of big games. The pretenders. We saw Buffalo, Tennessee play the other night, and it's like maybe Buffalo's a little bit of a pretender. Tennessee is absolutely legitimate. And we're going to see Green Bay and Tampa Bay and all these games this weekend, and Cleveland and Baltimore. You know, it's very funny. the Dallas Cowboys play Arizona. The schedule gets pretty weak for them right now. Very winnable games. And the feeling is Dak is gone and Andy Dalton's in. I want to remind you that what your replacements do will often define you when you don't go to work. So when Drew Brees got hurt last year, Teddy Bridgewater came in, went 5-0. What did it do? It got Teddy Bridgewater a franchise quarterback contract. And it also affirmed that Drew Brees and Teddy Bridgewater, it's not much of a gap. And it turned out that Teddy's now winning and Drew's not winning anymore in New Orleans with a better roster. When Cam Newton missed the Kansas City game this year, didn't play.
Didn't they win their division?
Oh, my God. That's a bad football team without Cam Newton. So Brees not playing probably hurt his status. Cam not playing totally elevated his status. So what will it do for Dak Prescott? The feeling is Andy Dalton. You know, we've seen this act before. It's not very good. Put this old dude to rest. This is, he'll play a couple games. And in fact, Patrick Peterson, Arizona, great player, saying, hey, man, we just want to force this cat to throw the ball this weekend. That's interesting. If I asked you, I'm going to throw this out there. Dak and Dalton, which one has had the season with the most touchdown passes? Well, that would be obvious. That would be Andy Dalton, 33. In dysfunctional Cincinnati with a defensive coach. All right, which guy has had the most back-to-back double-digit win seasons? Well, Dak's never had that. That would be Andy Dalton, 4 seasons in a row. And by the way, he was in a division with Pittsburgh, always competent, and Baltimore, usually competent. Everybody know that Andy Dalton's 32. No major history of injuries. He chose Texas because he's from there. He's from Katy, Texas. Yeah. Andy Dalton's not a stiff. You watched last week, right? You watched that last drive, and you're like, your expectations of Andy Dalton are so low. And all of a sudden, you watch that drive, and it's
That's a big boy throw.
I'm not saying he's as mobile as Dak, but you watch the tape. Look at the film. Look at these throws. That's a big boy NFL throw.
That's a big boy.
Watch this throw. Seems to me that's a big boy NFL throw. He's 32. The Cowboys' schedule now is the weakest in the league for the next few weeks. Arizona, then it's Washington, beat up Philadelphia, face Pittsburgh, then they get a bye. But then it's a lot of Washington and Cincinnati, and 49ers can't get their act together, and home against Philadelphia and close the season out. Andy Dalton, when he was in Cincinnati, equally dysfunctional to Dallas, with a defensive coach, a conservative coach. We call Mike McCarthy a conservative coach. But when Andy was in that division 6-7 years ago and they had a bunch of weapons, he wasn't asked to carry the franchise. He was asked to be a distributor. He kept winning the division. So Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Brees not playing didn't do him any favors. Helped Teddy Bridgewater. Cam not playing did him huge favors. I just want to remind you, the first 4 years in the NFL, Dak and Andy Dalton, we threw the numbers out. It's the same dude. Now, I think I'd take Dak over Dalton. And I've, over the years, been much tougher on Dalton than Dak. Because they called him the Red Rifle, and I'm like, he doesn't deserve a nickname. Let's get off the Red Rifle nonsense. But the idea there's this massive gap,
he's been tougher on Dalton.
There really isn't. Dalton was drafted higher. Dalton had a very productive college career. Dalton has had more double-digit win seasons. Dalton's had the more touchdown passes in one season. And he is a distributor. He's a distributor, and this team is built, frankly, for somebody who's a distributor. So it's interesting. Arizona's takeaway this weekend is just force Andy Dalton to throw.
Yep, and they were right.
That's actually, when he had good weapons, the best thing he did and the hardest way to beat him. So I do Super Bowl bubbles.
Wow. That was from last year about Andy Dalton, because he was licking his chops saying, yeah, this is a chance that Dak Prescott is going to lose it all. Yeah. How'd that work out for you, Colin? So with that being said, I'm going to go out here. I got to get my pork shoulders ready to start smoking. We're going to be smoking today. We're going to be hanging lights today. We're going to be getting the outdoor studio together. We're going to be shampooing carpets today. We're going to be ready for tomorrow's game day. How about that? We're going to have a ball, and I hope you guys are joining us. And you know how we roll.
Our coach here, as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe for the Sports Report.
I'll see you later.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about this, Cowboys?